Hello all, welcome. My name is Alexis Vaughn and I'm going to share a presentation today on adult learning theories and an application into instructional design. This is for an assignment for Houston Christian University and it's also catered towards instructional designers. So let's go ahead and get started. So before we start, I wanted to go over what adult learning theories are and also what instructional design is, just so we're all on the same foundational base. And so adult learning theories, frameworks that describe how adults learn differently from children, emphasizing self-direction, life experiences, goal-oriented learning, relevance to real-life situations, and the need for practical application. Okay, instructional design is the process of creating educational experiences and materials in systematic and efficient manner. This can be for a business, this can be for education, and the goal of this is to ensure that the instruction is effective, engaging, and meets the learning needs of the audience. I included this just to give a broader definition of what adult learning is. And so the theories over here, as you can see, adult learning theory highlights the fact that training programs must be developed with adults in mind to be effective. There is no one unified adult learning theory. However, there are different theories that will fit the needs of different organizations. And so with that context, let's go ahead and jump back into the presentation. Alrighty. So adult learning theories, the two that I'm going to be discussing today are self-directed learning, over here on the left side, and action learning. So some points about defining what self-directed learning is. It emphasizes the learner's autonomy and responsibility in the learning process. So in this learning theory, adults take initiative with or without the help of others to identify their learning needs, set goals, find resources, choose and implement learning strategies, and evaluate their learning outcomes. This highlights the importance of learners being active participants in their education, tailoring their learning experiences to their personal goals and needs. Over here, action learning. Just like the definition, the word says, method where adults tackle real-world problems as a way to learn and grow. They're actively involved. The idea is simple. A group comes together to identify a problem, plan how to address it, and then take action and reflect on the outcomes. It's a collaborative and iterative approach that emphasizes continuous learning through real-life experiences. Alrighty. So some similarities with both of these learning theories. So they're both learning-centered, right? They're both learner-centered. Both approaches place the learner at the center, emphasizing personal responsibility and initiative in the learning process. The second thing, this is huge with adult learning, differentiating from child learning or children learning, right? Student learning. Real-world application. They both focus on solving real-world problems or applying learning to practical situations, making the learning experience relevant and meaningful. And then lastly, they both have reflective practice. Each approach involves reflecting on actions and the outcomes to deepen learning and enhance problem-solving skills. And so there are the similarities. Moving on to the differences, over here we have self-directed, over here we have action learning. And so self-directed emphasizes individual autonomy and self-management. It focuses on setting personal goals, finding resources, and evaluating learning outcomes individually. It may or may not include a mentor depending on the learner's preference. So again, this is all self-led. It is up to them how their learning will go and what will happen with their learning. Over here, action learning. Differences from self-directed are it involves collaborative problem solving in a group setting. It follows a structured cycle of planning, action, and reflection within a team. It involves a facilitator or mentor to guide the group. Alrighty, so very self-oriented. Over here we have very group-oriented. Moving on, just focus back on that adult learning theory of self-directed learning. This is incorporating it into the field of instructional design. And so overall, by fostering autonomy and responsibility in learners, instructional and designers can create a more engaging and effective learning experiences. Just a quick overview of what this actually looks like is incorporating this into the field of instructional design, it will result in empowering learners. And so design courses that allow learners to take control of their learning. And so, as an instructional designer, the courses will allow the learner to go at whatever pace they want to, providing choices in learning activities, setting personal goals, and encouraging self-assessment. Next is mentor and guidance. The use of mentors or guides can provide feedback, support, and direction. Having a mentor fosters a sense of connection and accountability, which is great. And then one of my favorites is upskilling. You can promote continuous learning and skill development. And so this is great because as somebody is in the workforce and they're looking to climb the ladder or move into a new branch, they can do this on their own in addition to the work that they're already doing. So it gives them lots of flexibility and freedom. Moving on, just focus on the second learning theory, action learning, and then still talking about how we can incorporate this into the field of instructional design. An overview is that instructional designers can create dynamic and practical learning experiences that not only teach theoretical knowledge, but also develop critical thinking, problem solving, and collaborative skills. And so again, 3 top ways that this is possible: real world problems. And so design learning activities around real world issues that learners can relate to. This will make the learning process more engaging and relevant. So case studies, projects that mirror actual challenges in the workplace. Collaborative learning, again, this is the biggest emphasis of this learning theory. Encourage group work where learners collaborate to solve problems. This is emphasizing this critical thinking, problem solving over here. Small group learning, this can also emphasize culture in your business, in your workplace. And so this is a great option for that. And then lastly, we have documentation and feedback. You'll have the ability to encourage learners to document their process and outcomes with journals, reports, and even presentations. This gives you the opportunity to provide regular feedback to help them improve and stay on track. This documentation also serves as a valuable resource for future learning. Alrighty, as I was researching this, I also found this model, the ADDIE, standing for Analysis, Design, Development, Implementation, and Evaluation. I found this quote that kind of describes what this is. So educators and instructional designers alike have used the ADDIE instructional design method as a framework in designing and developing educational training programs. And so if you want future learning, I just think this is a great option to research more about and implement into your design strategies, some more about what this looks like. And so there's no linear form of how this model will go. As you can see, they all play into each other, and there's a lot of different moments where you just stop and revise and reflect. And so over here, starting with analyzing, we have the goal setting stage, right? And then moving on to the design, the focus is on learning objectives, content, subject matter. And then next we have development. So this is whenever we're putting it into action, including namely drafting, production, and evaluation. Next we have development. Sorry, I just did development. My bad. Implementation. Much of the work here is done as students work hand in hand to train on new tools so that the design can be continuously evaluated for further improvement. And then lastly, evaluation. This is where you would determine if the goals have been met and to establish what will be required moving forward and in order to further the efficiency and success rate of the project. And so I just think this is a great model that ties in both learning theories and that can be used in any instructional design need. And so thank you so much for listening, and I hope you got something out of this today. Good luck to all of the instructional designers and fellow students who are at Houston Christian University learning about this subject matter. Here are some references. Thank you so much.